Okay, let me try this again because the video that I just made was 40 minutes long and I'm not going to do that to people. So, YouTube has asked me to, YouTube Studio did me a survey and then they decided that I wasn't actually qualified for the survey to participate. And that kind of upset me because the question was one that I would like to tell YouTube my opinions about. Because the question the survey asked was, how has YouTube affected your life? I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, and it has gone both ways. Because in the first 5 years, YouTube was extremely helpful. It gave me a voice when I was homeless. It made me feel like I wasn't just another homeless person on the street. It gave me hope. It gave me something to work for. It gave me supporters, people that cared about me for the first time in my life, because I come from an abusive family. Even my grandmother, who I do love very much, was very cruel. And I don't know for sure that she even loved me at all, based on what the family has said after she died, that she chose to write me out just on her deathbed. That tells me that she was using me. She needed somebody there to take care of her. And then she changed everything at the last second because she didn't actually care about me. Regardless of all of that. So because I come from an abusive family, when I was on YouTube in the beginning and people were supporting me and I was making friends, that was a big thing for me. That meant a lot to me. And it helped me get through my homeless years. Not just the financial support, but the emotional support. Just the fact that there were people that were listening to me. I wasn't alone on these nights when I felt so alone in a situation where it is very easy to just give up. It was YouTube that kept me fighting to see a better tomorrow, to see tomorrow. And then it was YouTube that took that away. Because in 2019, I wrote a book about my life, and my family got mad. And my sister and my aunt went ballistic, and they contacted these channels on YouTube and lied to them. And so then these channels started taking my videos and twisting them to make it look like I was just a criminal, drug-addicted, homeless person using the system. I wasn't mentally ill. I was just pretending to be so that I could leech off the government and be lazy and choose not to work. And everything about my life that was real, that I had shared, was suddenly not real anymore. And only what they were saying was going to be seen as real. And because they had thousands of people watching them that just believed them when they said that I was a murderer that got away with it. And it didn't matter that when they went through the transcripts, I was constantly called a witness. Like, those facts mean nothing. Because there are people that now believe I'm a murderer who got away with it. Regardless of the fact that I was never charged, or the fact that the man that actually committed the murder confessed, not just to police, but on the trial to the judge. He halted the trial and confessed to the judge in front of the jury. Like, it was a whole thing. There was zero question. Rambling, and that's going to make the video longer, and I'm not trying to do that. So, once these channels started, it became a nightmare for me, because they were all of these people who I used to have support, now I have people telling me that they hate me, telling me that I'm fat, that I'm ugly, that I'm a worthless drug addict, that I should kill myself, that they're going to kill me, that they're going to rape me, that they're going to find me and make me pay for the money that I was leeching off of the government taxes that they pay. And he started posting a sexual ad using my name and my location and my face. He used, my information, and he still posts this regularly here on YouTube. YouTube allows him to post a sexual ad with my information in an attempt to have his followers who live in Los Angeles to sexually assault me whenever he gets angry at me for speaking out too much. He'll probably post it soon after I upload this video. And they mailed me a shovel. They mailed me gorilla poop. They broke my mailbox and shoved in sticks and dirt and a picture of Roberta, the woman who was murdered. They threatened, through email, they threatened to murder me. They threatened to rape me. They threatened to have me put in prison. They threatened to have me put in a mental hospital. My aunt made videos threatening to take me to court and have custody of me given to her so that she could put me in the most corrupt nursing home in Georgia and pay the guards to regularly beat me so that I could be treated the way that I deserve to be. In another video my aunt made, she said that she had taught herself how to clean blood off of her hardwood flooring. If anybody wanted to bring me by for a visit. When her children visited for bike week, she made a video telling me that I should probably stay indoors because if they were to see me outside, they would run me down and not look back. Multiple death threats, just openly from my family on camera. They regularly just threaten to kill me, and nobody cares. They held a fundraiser targeting my disabled brother's grave, and then they sent my maternal aunt to the grave with a bottle of apple juice. She visited the grave again with apple juice and a voodoo doll this year. When my mother was dying, they confronted me and made it my fault that she was dying because they, out of nowhere, started demanding I give her organs, and I tried to use that to get the truth out, saying that I would give her whatever organs she needed if she would tell the truth about our life, because Kathy's lies about the abuse situation had made my life a nightmare. And so I told her, if you need a liver or if you need a kidney, I will give you a part of mine or one of my kidneys if you will do an interview with me and honestly talk about my childhood. And either she chose death over the truth, or my family chose death over the truth and just never gave her the option. But from then on, people were accusing me of killing her because I selfishly kept my organs from her. All of these things, I couldn't properly mourn my mother's death because it was my fault she's dead. For the rest of my life, it's going to be my fault that my mother died. For the rest of my life, every time I think about my brother, I'm going to be thinking about the fact that these channels are targeting him and he can't even rest in his grave. After the fucked up life that he had, he can't even have peace in his grave because of these YouTube channels that decided to profit off of targeting his grave. And YouTube has allowed it. For year after year after year, YouTube has allowed it. Anybody who speaks up for me becomes a victim of them. They've threatened my doctor. They've threatened my therapist. They threatened a girl that I went to school with who spoke out. They told her that they knew where her children went to school and that she should being more careful about who she makes friends with, that girl will never speak to me again. Like, all she did was speak up and say, "Hey, I went to school with her. She's telling the truth. It was bad." And they started privately saying, "We're going to kill your children if you don't shut the fuck up." And she came to me begging me to stop them because of the harassment that she was receiving, and I had to say, I can't stop this from happening to me, and I can't stop it from happening to you. And anybody who speaks up for me gets targeted and gets terrorized into silence. It's not a fair battleground at all, because there are a lot of people that know the truth about my situation, and they're not allowed to be vocal about it because this group will attack them to keep them silent. They're attacking me to silence me about my childhood because my abusive family wants me to shut up and go away, and I won't do it. And YouTube has given them a platform to terrorize and to exploit. And YouTube looks past it and just allows it to happen. I have reported, I have begged and pleaded. YouTube doesn't care because I'm not famous enough for YouTube to care. YouTube pretends to care about its creators. They send me emails asking if I'm okay when I post videos where I'm clearly suicidal. But then there's nobody looking at the response that those emails get. There's nobody looking at the reports that I'm sending in, begging them to stop these channels, pleading with them. YouTube has created a platform of abuse and exploitation, and they have allowed it for, in my case, 5 years. But it was happening to other people before it started with me. And it'll happen to other people after me because YouTube isn't doing anything to control the situation. So my experience has been both good and bad. And I'm going to stick around and hope that it can get back to being the good side. But as long as YouTube allows these hateful channels to exist and to be monetized, I don't know if it can ever get better for me. Like, it does truly feel like I have no hope that these channels are the end for me. That it's all anybody's ever going to know about me is what they're saying. But I'm trying to stick it out and fight through and get to a day where things are better, where the truth is allowed to be said and people are allowed to speak it without being afraid of being threatened or having their children be threatened, which should never be acceptable behavior for YouTube, by the way. If something somebody is saying on YouTube makes you so angry that you want to send them death threats, you need to seek therapy and stop watching that YouTuber. You don't have to watch anything that you don't want to watch. My family is on YouTube and I choose not to watch their videos. I know it's happening, and I sometimes look and see the hatefulness and the cruelty and the abuse, but I choose most of the time not to look at it. And all of you could do the same. There's no reason anybody should be receiving death threats from creating content on YouTube. There's no reason it should be happening. And the only reason it is because YouTube allows these hateful channels to continue targeting and beating down smaller creators. Specifically with this group, they target the mentally unwell and the physically incapable of fighting back.